what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Jaguar of Clearwater, and we have the most powerful F-Type ever produced. This is the newly refreshed 2021 Jaguar F-Type R. But before we dive into this, let's talk a little bit about Jaguar history. So that brand, iconic British brand, has been around since 1922. So many fantastic models, from the XK120, the XK140. Of course, you get into the mid-1950s, you're looking at those Jaguar D-types that went on to win the coveted 24 Hours of Le Mans. And then in 1961, there was a very, very special car that was produced that Enzo Ferrari actually said was the most beautiful car he had ever seen, and that was the 1961 Jaguar E-Type. Now what's fascinating is that this F-Type, which first came into production in 2013, has a direct connection, a direct lineage back to what that car that Enzo said was the most beautiful car he has ever seen. Now for 2021, like I said, they've done some updates, some refresh. One thing that they decided to do is there's no longer an SVR trim. So what that means is that this R model is the highest trim. Great news is, for 2021, we have more horsepower and it actually costs less. Figure that one out. But we're gonna go ahead, dive into this 2021 F-Type R and see if it really is that ultimate luxury performance sports car. Right off the bat, you'll notice the new styling. Front fascia, totally redesigned. Headlight housing, they went really slim, really trim. Inside here are over 128 pixel LEDs. Of course, full LED headlight, LED daytime running lamp, and turn signal, and you'll see Jaguar's trademark J-shape daytime running lamps. That's something that is becoming a brand identifier for this iconic car from England. Amazing. We drop down, we're gonna have some functional side air intakes, and you also have a massive air curtain. It's all wrapped in gloss black. You'll notice on the R, the specific is you're gonna have the bodywork extends, and it also extends on the bottom portion here to help bring more air in, because remember, we're producing more horsepower. Supercharged V8 underneath the hood of this cat. More air coming in, also gonna give us some downforce. You have a nice aggressive front lip spoiler that goes all the way across the bottom portion, and then with the new grille and nose, you can see how the hood really waterfalls nicely to the front fascia. So this F-Type is actually more aerodynamic than the outgoing one. Love the large open grille. One thing that they got rid of from the 2020 was that big piece of gloss black plastic, that solid plastic that went across the middle section here. I like the way it's all flat black. You got that iconic Jaguar badge there. F-Type stamped on the bottom portion of the front fascia. And I also think it is so nice they went with this brushed aluminum look trim all the way around the perimeter. And then there it is. When you see that badge, that R badge, supercharged goodness underneath the hood. Now when we get up onto that hood, very sexy body lines. It's got a nice flow to it. You'll notice how the lines start on the front fascia and then go up onto the hood, nice raised, and then you're gonna have two functional heat extractors on both sides. So you're gonna have cool air coming in and hot air being dragged out, and on top of that, pure sexiness with the lines. Now another kind of trademark of not only the F-Type, but the E-Type and the D-Type Jags is that reverse opening clamshell hood. Now, is this the only car that has that? No, of course not, but that is just something that is synonymous with Jaguar and their D-Type, E-Type, F-Type models. We drop down, all new wheel design. So we have the new front fascia, new headlights, and all new wheel design. This is a 10-spoke wheel, 20-inch wheel. You have your machined aluminum, gloss black all the way around. The fronts are 255. So what that means is you got 255 on the width, 35 series sidewall. These are those sticky but also durable Pirelli P0 tires. And then check out the size of that caliper. It would have been nice, I am gonna zonk that caliper, it would have been nice to have a true 6-piston or larger Brembo caliper, but still the bright red, the Jaguar logo on it, and you are of course going to get a fully ventilated disc behind that wheel, and the disc is massive. That brake rotor there is massive, just like that pizza that you ate the other night. Behind all the bodywork, you're going to have adaptive suspension. So what that means is when you go into your different drive modes, it's going to adjust the compression and rebound to either give you a more cush ride, or when the road gets twisty, it's going to stiffen up and actually give you better handling and better feedback. Now, as we go down the clamshell hood, remember this is reverse opening. I do like the tasteful. They took some of that brushed aluminum from the front, brought it to the side. There's that Jaguar ready to pounce on you, ready to pounce. My zonk is this is fake. Come on, this is an R. This should be functional. It's functional on the hood. These vents should be functional, but I love how clean the fender is and how it curves down. And as we go across the bottom, you could see how that side sill extends out, and it's going to be channeling air towards the back of this car, because the car, as you get towards the back, it gets a little wider. Of course, you're going to have color matched mirror caps, LED turn signals, nice and slim and trim. When the car is locked, everything gets tucked in. Door handles, nice and flush. Now, obviously you push the button or you push your key fob and that's going to pop out. Roof is a glass roof. It's not a sunroof, it's not a moon roof, it doesn't open, but it's a beautiful glass roof, and you do have a very, very good shade in there to where if you don't want the sun to come on in on you at that given moment, you close it up and gives it a nice clean look. A little bit of gloss black. I think it was smart to go gloss black rather than the color of the car. On the roof, make it all one solid piece. My other zonk on an R model, why do we have chrome trim? This brushed aluminum chrome trim needs to go. That should be black, gloss black, flat black, or even carbon fiber. But look at the rear fenders. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this car. Besides the hood, look at how nice it flares out. It's got that Coke bottle shape. It's like you almost just want to rub your hands all over this cat. That's what I want to do. Glass window, nice shape, cascades down. You got your third brake light, that LED third brake light integrated perfectly into that roof line. The Jaguar badge, there's the logo. This section of the rear hatch actually raises and lowers depending on the speed that you're going. So you have an active rear spoiler. You got your R badge again. Love the LED taillights, very slim, especially the way the bodywork kind of flows around it. And then here's really the cherry on top, that whipped cream all over your sundae. Right there, that's a lot of whipped cream. Massive exhaust, quad tip exhaust. It's got the R logo on the top of them. Look at how they extend past the bodywork. And then this lower rear diffuser area is absolutely mind-blowing. This looks like it's right off a race car. Gonna give you downforce, and it's gonna help channel air underneath the car, because remember, it's not just about air going over the car. How are we working with the air going underneath the car? But really just sick, low, and wide. I love this cat. I want to hear it purr. Let's see what makes it purr underneath that hood. All right, guys, time to open up that clamshell hood. Already popped it. You're just going to lift. You got two massive hood struts. Underneath that hood is some plastic cover. It's tasteful. It's nothing too crazy. I wish it was a little bit sexier, but the great news is underneath that cover is that 5-liter supercharged V8. Normally when I say 5-liter, we're talking about Mustangs, but this Jag supercharged, 575 horsepower. That's 25 more horsepower than the 2020 model. 516 pound-feet of torque, so you even have more torque. It's all mated through that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. The zonk is there's no manual available. I wish that there was. The car weighs in around 3,980 pounds. 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. Top speed 186 miles an hour. And you have an active rear differential, because of course this is rear-wheel drive. MPGs, 16 in the city, 24 on the highway. Many people would say, hey, well, just get a C8. Get a C8 Corvette, less money, faster. But there's just something about this car. Sometimes you don't just pay for a number on a timesheet. Sometimes you pay for that mystique. Sometimes you pay for something that is gonna stand out from the rest of the sports car crowd. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's hear this supercharged cat roar. All right, guys, we're inside the new 2021 Jaguar F-Type R. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, yes, I could go get a C8 Corvette. I know how much those cost. What's the price of this R? Believe it or not, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's actually $5,500 cheaper than the 2020. This one with the options is right at $109,000. That's the MSRP. Let's see what you get for the money. Leather poured all over that door panel. I love the red contrast stitching. You have the Meridian sound system that's been added as an option. You have the brushed aluminum around the seat controls. 3 memory settings for both the passenger and the driver. And I like the way they have the seat controls there so you're not hunting for them on the side. And then you do have a door pocket that's large enough for a couple British scones. No place to put a cup of tea though, so not on the door panel at least. Dash, love the flow to it, the stitch work, the silver around the AC vent, even the button to open up the glove compartments, the little touches. Look at that, it even has, when it was established, you hit that button, drop down, you have felt lining, really nice. AC vents, now the AC vents actually raise and lower depending if you have the air on or off. I love this material here, and that R badge letting you know that you got some extra goodness underneath that hood. Front engine, love a front engine car, sports car, really one of the best feelings. That 10-inch infotainment system, of course you're gonna have navigation, of course it's touchscreen. You could go into your different modes, cameras. We could look at cameras real quick. There we are out back, somebody creeping on us, go into your different camera modes. And then, of course, then you also have the ability to go into My Dynamic setup where you could adjust a plethora of different settings. And then you hit home again, really nice. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, love the dials for the AC, especially how all of the digital information is inside. You have heated seats and ventilated seats. Love the toggle switches for the AC control. There's your start stop button. You got a 12 volt. This is your knob for the radio. And then this is gonna control that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. You have your different modes you could go through. So I'll show you that when you come over to the business end. Let me put it in reverse just to show you the backup camera. So here we are out back. You do have trajectory, which is really nice. And then you're gonna have that sensory protection 360 around the car. I'll hit park and it'll go back, lock it in. You do have that ability, like I said, to open up the active exhaust. So that exhaust you can make quieter or louder, depending if you want to piss your neighbors off. I say, hey, let your cat roar. Why not? That's how I would do it every time. You could also, if you want to cruise the parking lot at the mall and show off that spoiler, you could actually make it pop up even though you're not at speed. So that's another nice feature. You just hit the button. And then you have a nice toggle switch to go through those different modes. The stitch work is beautiful in here. The oh crap handle is perfect. And then look at this, open up door number 1. There's where you're gonna put your cups of tea. So you have 2 tea holders there. Close that up. Armrest is as hard as a stale British scone, but it looks really sexy. Open it up, you got 2 USBs, you got a 12 volt and enough felt lining to where you could put the crown jewels in there real easy, or maybe the family jewels, but you probably don't want to do that. You probably want to keep your own family jewels. R badge at the top of the headrest, 1-piece back, sexy on the stitching. Jaguar, the perforated center all the way down. Bolstering is perfect. This really is a great car that you could daily drive this thing. Supercharged fun every single day, going to work, going to pick up, maybe you got a kid you want to pick them up from school and really impress their friends. Glass roof, there's that glass roof, and here is a shade just to prove that if you don't want glass, you don't want the sun, you could close it or you could open it. One thing that I'm missing, I wish this had Alcantara in here. At $109,000, it would be nice to have an Alcantara headliner and also on the A-pillars, but why don't you come on over behind the business end, because there's some all new stuff on the driver's side. Come on over. All right, guys, business time, and this is a perfect place to do the business. You have those 3 memory seat settings. I love this brushed aluminum. Look at that. The R badging, really nice. You can see the bolstering isn't too crazy. Up top, it's a little higher. That's gonna give you that nice lateral lock from left to right. Steering wheel is on the money. It isn't a flat bottom, but you know what? For a non-flat bottom wheel, it's still sexy. That Jaguar's right there about to bite you right in your neck and rip your head off. The brushed aluminum, the R badge, and then you have paddles, which are a great size on the back of the steering wheel to go up and down that 8-speed automatic transmission. Dash, that's what's all new. Look at that. 12.3-inch TFT display. Look at it as I go through the different modes. This is really wild. So if you want to go through the different modes, you just hit that mode. So there's dynamic mode. Things get red. I love the way the tack is. Super clean. You have your navigation over on the right. On the left, you can put a plethora of different information. And then even the hood of the gauge pod here. It's got beautiful Alcantara material. The stitch work is just to die for everywhere. Very nicely done. Plenty of headroom. I'm 6 feet tall. I got plenty of headroom in here. This thing is a beast. Let's check out the back hatch area and see how usable it is. All right, guys, one of my favorite things about this car is the flexibility of using it as an everyday driver. You hit the button, nice electric assist. Look at all that space that you have in there. It's nicely carpeted, so that means you could go get the groceries, you can go pick up your kid from school, have them put their stuff in the back, and it's really just nicely organized. Underneath all that carpet, they put structural braces there to make the back end of the car a little bit more rigid to kind of balance out trying to get that perfect 50-50 weight distribution and also a perfectly set up chassis. One thing I want to show you is underneath the cargo lid here is you don't have a spare. You actually have a compartment in there where you could store your British chocolate Twinkies down there. There's no spare on the R. And then you just put that right back into place. We hit that. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go see what 575 supercharged horsepower feels like. All right, guys, we're leaving Jaguar of Clearwater. We're in the 2021 F-Type R. I tell you, there's just something about the way that the interior is in here that it feels really nice. The seats are comfortable. They're very supportive. I think they hit the nail on the head with giving just the right amount of bolstering up top. Could use a little bit more down low, but still very, very well done for the purpose and intent of this car. I love the all-new dash. That is spot on the money. They knocked the ball out of the park in that one. This glass roof, especially on an overcast day, it really opens it up in here. And looking out the back window, you got really good visibility. But let's see how she accelerates in automatic mode on throttle. Here we go. Nice. That supercharged V8 comes alive when you get on throttle. And I could see the massive spoiler that the rear deck lid turns into. It just popped back down. Really, really wild to see it just come up so fast, give you that downforce, and then once you slow down, it just tucks back away. Out of sight, out of mind. Steering wheel, great thickness. The leather is amazing. And just overall, where you're touching, the quality is there. It really, really is. Let me adjust my rear mirror just a tad there. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in manual shift mode. The way you do that is just take the shifter, put it over to the left. You get a nice gear indicator in the center. Second gear, on throttle, here we go. Oh my God, on the brakes, downshift, wow. Look at this. Turn-in is really nice. Back on throttle. Wow. Oh my God. The shifts are so fast and you get a nice pop from the exhaust. Chassis is very nicely balanced. I feel really good with what's going on with the front and the back. They're kind of working in unison, and that's what you want. That's how you know how you have a very nicely well-sorted chassis for sure. But let's see how we do over this little rise in the street here. Still getting a great ride overall. Nice, look at this. Wow, here we go, yeah. Woohoo! Wow, this cat is crazy. Oh my God. What the amazing thing about a supercharger is if you never have driven a supercharger is that you're not waiting for any boost. Because it runs off of the engine and that crankshaft, it churns so quickly and you are off and running. Unbelievable in this car. Visibility is great out the windshield. I love seeing the top of that sexy hood. Looking out back, clear as day. This car is definitely balanced. All right, guys, another acceleration test in first gear on throttle. Here we go. You feel like you're being launched out of a freaking cannon. And every time you shift, you're getting this amazing pop from the exhaust out back. Look at this. Here we go. Here we go. Wow, on the brakes. Good feedback. Right, left, yeah. That's what I'm talking about in this thing. This car is amazing. It really, really is. Now, you know, there is that big question about price, and are there other cars out there? Because remember, Shelby GT350R going up against this car. Porsche 911 going up against this car. C8 Corvette going up against this car. Is it that standout? Obviously, from a performance standpoint, it's one of those things where it's really questionable, because 0 to 60, you're definitely going to take the GT350R. That's a no-brainer. I'm not so sure on a twisty track, though. That's where the GT350R is a much more fine track weapon. But definitely for daily driving, you're going to get an interior that's to die for. Plus, you're going to get 575 horsepower, which is nothing to laugh about. Is it the one to get over a C8 or a Porsche 911? I really think that the type of person that wants this car, the type of person that buys this car, they want something to stand out. You're going to see a lot more C8s, especially in another year or so, on the road than you're going to see this car. You're going to see even more Porsche 911s at your car gatherings and your cars and coffee events than you are this car. So that's really where somebody who wants to stand out in that fashion will have something very, very unique. And the changes that they've made, I think, are spot on the money, especially on the interior, especially with this dash. And then definitely when you get on the loud pedal, my God, the sound of that V8 and the way it hits when it shifts. Look at this. Super smooth, very, very balanced. Here we go, here we go. Wow. Oh my God. Wow, 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 wow. This thing. There's just something about that supercharged V8 sound that's on the money. On the money. I'm gonna put it back into automatic mode. We're gonna get on the highway, see how this Jaguar rides and drives on the highway. The great news is if you need a merge, you're not gonna have a problem getting up to speed in this thing, for sure. Super smooth. Inside the cabin is quiet. I like those AC vents. My thing is I know over time those electric motors making the vents go up and down, up and down, up and down. We all know what's going to happen with that, but they look really good. I'll tell you that much. It's just a special car. Is it the perfect car? No, it's not. But what car is perfect? I know everybody's going to say C8 Corvette, but I really think that we're going to see some surprises with that in a not so good way as time goes by. See what bugs come up, things like that. But it's definitely a performer, that's for sure. But this thing, it's nice. It really is a wonderful car to drive and just experience. They're all so great. All right, guys, here we go into this left-hand turn. Good feedback. Look at this. Nice. Round and round and round she goes. Here we go. Yeah! Woo! Love it! Wow! Dude, this thing is out of control. Out of control. 575 horsepower. Wow. That felt good. Anyways, so everything else easy to get to in the car. AC controls. The touchscreen is very close to you, so you're not going to be reaching for anything. You feel like you're wrapped in a nice leather blanket in here. That's for sure. But we got to get this back to Jaguar Clearwater, or I'm going to take it home. I mean, that's how fun this car is. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful time with this 2021 Jaguar F-Type R. Definitely got to thank Chris, Phil, and the rest of the crew here at Jaguar Clearwater. Is this a step in the right direction for this historic cat? I'm going to say 100% yes. Is it the car to beat a C8 Corvette? No, but I don't think the intention of this car is to particularly pick out a certain make or model and be faster than it. What you're gonna get is that true essence of what a British sports car is, with supercharged 5-liter power underneath the hood. But if you wanna keep seeing performance cars like these on Ready's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you are new and you're on the way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ready's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ready's Rise merch. Got to get at the Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, working that camera. He's loving this pussy cat. He wants to pet it. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.